Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads and a Console. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about, so we are here to do it for you. Remember, this show is kid-friendly, so no earmuffs are needed. Now on with the show. I'm one of your hosts, Wobble Plays, alongside the future Gen 1 Pokemon card hoarder, Court.
Is that a thing? Like, is that I don't know anything. Like, so I know nothing about Pokemon. I messaged a friend, not you guys actually, who's like he actually like competes in Pokemon stuff.
Weird.
And he was telling me like the trainer boxes I've got to get and like all that for my kid, and then also like explaining to me that I had to have the talk with my daughter yesterday because she was like, "Can I bring my Pokemon cards to school?" I was like, "Here's the deal: you can do whatever you want. You can't trade them. The only way you can trade them is if they're in the house with me here, and I can check them up online before you do any trading." And she's like, "Okay, oh yeah, that's just the way it's going to be," because she almost has the full set of the Tim Hortons Upper Deck. She didn't get the Connor Bedard. And it's the last week to buy them. But as I was saying before the show started, my daughter has asked to go to the Toronto Sports Card Expo this weekend. We watched a YouTube video of people opening packs, and she's like, "Can we get a box of hockey cards and open them?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think we can do that."
Have her watch my streams when I do it.
Who? Yeah,
when I open up those cards.
No, I think the issue is you don't know how to say anybody's name. So when I watch it, it's just frustrating.
But neither does she. That's the best part.
True.
Actually,
probably better than you.
That's what I was thinking.
So, but I'm probably after we talked, I'm probably not going to get Upper Deck Series 1. I'm probably just going to get like a box of like 1991 Upper Deck for like $25. You remember the first year of Upper Deck, Pez? I think that's what I'm going to buy, and then just open it for myself, just so I can get like the Gretzky and the Bork hopping over the boards and the Gretzky with the head thing. I just want that, like pull some Ronak rookies and Yager rookies, just feel good about myself and not have to spend too much money. And then I get my daughter some Pokemon. She got a rare one. She got a package. It's got like 3 stars on it. I don't know.
Ooh, shiny Charizard?
No, it's some plant. It's like a palm tree, it looks like.
Oh, shiny Execute.
Alohan Executor?
Yeah, that's the one.
I know. Alolan. It's funny like that you say you want to get the Yager box, because I remember somebody gave me that and I opened it up. I actually opened it with gloves, which is funny because those cards are worth $1.75.
For me, it's cool.
But it was fun. It was fun.
It's either that or like, because I don't want to get back into collecting hockey cards because that was a thing for me, and I have a whole bunch downstairs. I'm debating bringing a Gretzky rookie, selling it, and see how much money I can get. But like, you can't. They're tough to like. I'm gonna be like, all right, give me $8,000, and the guy's gonna be like, it's soft right now, I guess, hockey cards. They're not worth as much as they used to be. Like the prices have gone down. People are still trying to ask for exorbitant amount of money, but you're not gonna get that. Like I've got Patrick Waugh rookies, Mario Lemieux rookies. No one wants that stuff.
Yeah, but that'll be fun. I'm actually going to I'm going to the Card Vault, which lives at Foxborough. They're opening places everywhere. I think at the casinos in Connecticut. They're hosting a card expo at Gillette during the Patriots bye week. So you have to buy tickets. So I'm going. My wife and kid are going to go eat pizza next door, and
they have good food at Gillette.
Oh, I love it there. We go all the time. But all I want to get a signed Bergeron or a signed Chara or both.
It's probably the most exciting thing happening in Gillette this fall.
That very optimistic voice you hear is the plus 6,000 odds. Deepez. Hello.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me remind you as we talk about Pokemon that your Pizzelle56X is 1-0 against Wobble Plays in Pokemon Battle.
That's a thing?
Yeah, so we at PAX so I actually recorded it. Maybe if we do some other things, that'll be released.
That would involve you nah.
But I have it on my GoPro. I had my GoPro on my backpack because I was so confident that I was gonna win.
So confident.
And then Pez beat me.
No, it was like 2-1. It was like 2-1.
That thing tomorrow?
No. Well, I'm waiting to hear back about times that work for them.
Okay, because I'm just gonna message the other person and be like, I'm gonna handle it, and then we'll get it actually done.
No, well, I'll tell you about it later. But we have some things to talk about today.
We do? Oh yeah, we've been playing some video games.
We've been playing a lot of games. It's game season.
Honestly, the new program in NHL, I know it's not called that. I guess it's called, what's it called? Sets? Is that what it's called? Is amazing because it's like all my favorite players and like you can pull a Gretzky. And they took away the cheese to get the 25 packs, but I'm the 25 games. I'm at 21, so I'll get there real soon. And if I get Gretzky, I'm gonna do a little dance. Waba got Mario Lemieux, but you know, it's either Lindstrom, Berter, Gretzky, or Lemieux. Like it's one of those 4 cards.
There's one more.
Nope. Those are not. EA's already confirmed. Those are not. Oh, Eric Lindros.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I'm okay with any of those. As a kid who grew up in the 90s, I want Gretzky, obviously, but
I want a Gretzky. I got Lemieux, and I'm stoked because seeing everybody else, like I saw, you know, like in the Charlie Brown Halloween, when everyone's like, "Oh, I got this, I get this, I got a rock." Everyone who didn't get Gretzky or Lemieux is Charlie Brown. I got a rock.
why? Eric Lindros would be awesome. The Big E.
I'm not saying he's not a good player, but he's not in the meta, which I know you don't care about because you don't play online, which is fair.
I really don't care about this meta.
Meta.
Ovechkin, baby.
So we, as Kurt mentioned, we've been playing a lot of games. The first one we want to talk about is a small indie title from a company called Activision, which I believe is from France.
I believe it's French for Xbox.
Oh yeah, I guess it is now, eh?
Modern Warfare Trey, which I believe is European. So, Court, you played Modern Warfare 3.
Yes.
Give us your thoughts, which you can also read about on 3dadsconsole.com.
Yes, I put up my review this morning. I finished it yesterday. I got up at 4:30 in the morning this morning because my daughter woke up, but and I did some finishing touches on it. But thanks to Activision, I received a code for review. And I've been playing it. I'm actually really excited to hop into the multiplayer. I wasn't excited for Call of Duty at all. And then when I hopped into the multiplayer beta, thanks to Activision, I had a really good time. I really enjoyed my time. It felt like old school Call of Duty, like Xbox 360 days. To me, Xbox 360 is Call of Duty, and then PlayStation 4 is Call of Duty. Like it went back and forth, but the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era, Xbox 360 was Call of Duty. It was like when you bought the console, that's what you bought. Call of Duty 2, I believe I'm right, Pez?
Correct.
Call of Duty. Yes. Amazing game. Remember the sniper level?
It was the best.
See the little flash. It's so good. The best. I want them to go back to that. But I had a good time with it. I was actually shocked because I started playing it. I didn't get the code until launch day and I guess early access day, but everybody else it started putting out their reviews. Like IGN gave it a 4. Everybody was pretty much panning it, saying it was boring and there was nothing there. To me, Call of Duty campaigns are they're like 1990s, 1980s action movies. Like that's what they are. And I love it. Like this one starts, and I'm not giving away spoilers, but this one starts. You're in the water, you're heading towards a prison a gulag, because this is Call of Duty. It's always with Russia, which I love because it's very 80s. Growing up in the 80s, the enemy was always Russia. So you're going towards this, and it's very cinematic. It's awesome. You're in the water again. I love when Call of Duty puts you in these type of things. It was a very Call of Duty level. There were other levels though that they made them kind of like Warzone. Like you have the plates, because I've seen Pez play Warzone. So you have the plates, and you have to reuse them, and you can change your armor plates. I don't like that. I like in Call of Duty where you get shot 3 times, you're dead. Like bring me back to that. It's more realistic, even when you play on recruit. And it was very open world. There's question marks, and you've got to like go to them and like do a little activity here, do a little activity there, and then they have cutscenes in the middle. But I will say there was only a couple levels like that. Yes, they still had the mechanic with the plates, but there was only a couple levels where you went and did these little activities that look like pretty much being on a Warzone map. But they did have a lot of Call of Duty levels where it's a linear path. It looks like it's open world, but we all know it's really linear because it's really pushing you in a way, a la like God of War. You may think it's open world, but it really isn't. And they had these great set pieces. There was one level that, dude, it was straight out of Hitman. Like you're stealthing it out and you're making sure, and you can pretty much snipe everybody throughout the whole level. Um, Weird. I played on PlayStation 5. The trophies are DLC. So the trophies are under Modern Warfare 2 as DLC. I don't know. There's no platinum on PlayStation 5. There is on PlayStation 4. Mind you, I've never gotten a Call of Duty platinum, and I'm never going to play it on hardcore to get it. Like this is just not going to happen. Like you have to play it on very hard.
Oh, it's excellent. I've done a few. I did the
Yeah.
remastered Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. But
Awesome.
those are very hard to do, and I don't play anything on hard. So, and I put that in my review. But I did find the story compelling. Like you're going after Makarov, who, if you play Call of Duty, this is a a normal bad guy that's been pretty much all the games. Um, they have some great set pieces. They have some some things that happen in it that are, they add that shock value that Call of Duty always does. They have some good characters. The cutscenes, as always, are amazing. I do love the plane missions when you can shoot from above. I don't know what it is. I always like them. They always add them into the game. I really like it. They have you in, in the winter. They have you in different terrains. And everybody was like, "Oh, it's really short." It took me just over 4 hours, but it didn't feel like it was 4 hours. It felt like I got something out of it. And for me, as long as I felt like it was good, I'm okay with it. It does end on a cliffhanger. Everybody was like, "Oh, it just
Shocker.
abruptly ends." But no, it ends on a cliffhanger. Like I I truly think, and I put this in my review, I think it's more expectation versus reality. And for some reason, almost every single Call of Duty campaign, there's controversy behind it on either they went too far and they're, doing things that are like inhumane and like war crimes, or it's boring or it's too short. But like for some reason, if you actually look, like barely anybody plays the darn thing. When you get an achievement or a trophy in this, it's extremely rare because no one's ultra rare, in fact, because no one plays the thing. But everybody seems to want to pan it all the time. But if they went a different direction like they did now, you have a reason to pan it. But like I'm saying, if they didn't have the campaign when they didn't do it that one time, remember everybody lost their freaking minds. I think it's because the game comes out every year that you get fatigue from it. So you're automatically going to pan it regardless. But for someone who hasn't played a Call of Duty campaign in like 3-4 years, I really liked it. And it made me go out and I bought Modern Warfare 2 and
Oh,
Modern
that's
Warfare
good.
1, and I'm gonna go back and play them all on Vanguard because they're all on sale. So I went and grabbed them all. It cost me like $100 for all four. And I was like, I'm gonna go back and play all these campaigns. I miss playing a shooter. I will say this: I was playing with the DualSense, and then I switched over to the DualSense Edge. It makes me feel like I'm good at video games. This controller has a reason for me now. You can move things to the back paddle so that you're not having to change weapons or change your ammo. You can actually just have it so that you can never have to actually take your hands off the controller, which is great. And you can actually change the sensitivity on the triggers so that you're always just barely slightly touch it and you can shoot. So it looks like I'm an all-star out there. Um, I don't know. I liked it. I gave it a 7 out of 10. It wasn't great, but it was good. Like it didn't suck. It wasn't this 4 out of 10. Like to me, a 4 out of 10 is like a game that's broken. And the fact that we let games that are broken and we're like, oh no, they're still great. Like they're giving them 9s and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, but we're giving Call of Duty a 4 because it's Call of Duty. One, I also think a lot of it has to do with Activision itself, because before Xbox bought them, Bobby Kotick sucks. Let's be honest here. But the game doesn't. And I'm really excited about the multiplayer. Like I said, it's not the best, but it's better than a lot of games I've played this year.
Funny, when I was younger, I would literally I would play the single player, but like the multiplayer was it. Now, as I'm older, I don't want to play multiplayer shooters. Like when it comes to like Call of Duty, and I'm not saying it's bad. It's just I don't want to load into something, try to shoot people, get shot, reload, and whoever hits 250 wins. Like that's not like what I want to do, which is funny because I play NHL. But like I find the Call of Duty campaigns are actually really strong. And when both Call of Duty and I remember when Battlefield said, "Yeah, we're not doing campaign," I was like, "Then I'm not playing." That's not like what I want to do anymore. And I think their campaigns are really strong. I think that Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is actually like, maybe I'll write an article on that. I think it's like the best Call of Duty campaign I've played, and I think there are some very strong ones. But yeah, it's great to hear that the story's good, and I'm glad it's only 4 hours or 4 to 6. If you play on
I
hard
didn't say
difficulty.
it's good. It's not great, but like it's not bad. It's not this like people are acting like it's like paint drying, and I'm like, what did you want from this thing?
You don't need these giant experiences. Obviously, they make these for the multiplayer. They can monetize the multiplayer because everything's live service. But I like that they have that in there. I don't know if I would buy it right now. I'll probably wait for it on sale or like for free somewhere for 4 to 6 hours. But I'm a fan of
Yeah, I guess.
their
Well, technically,
campaigns.
it'll be on Game Pass next year, right?
There you go. Pez, you're a shooter looter.
Straight shooter. I was playing Fortnite earlier. Speaking of shooters,
I have never played that game.
Oh, I love that game. OG Fortnite, by the way, Chef's Kiss, and just like Court said, the DualSense Edge. Man, you set up your little profile with the back paddles changing your weapons.
Sucks in this game.
The best. But I'm not a Call of Duty campaign guy. I get in and go right into the. Go right into the multiplayer. Tell Johnny to take his Xbox, throw it in the microwave. You know, we go in, we ruin kids' day. We're not happy until you're not happy, and then we call it a day. That's what we do in Call of Duty lobbies.
Tell me the thing that gets you. Like, what is it about Fortnite?
Fortnite is actually a very well. First off, my friends play it, so we run in squads, so that adds value to any game. Like, I forget who once said it, but I think it was Skill Up on YouTube that once said, anything's fun with your friends. Lighting bags of poop with your friends is fun.
Lighting bags of poop.
Yep, lighting them on fire with your friends on people's doorsteps is fun.
What kind of poop?
Whatever kind you can find.
Big poop or little poop?
Doesn't matter. It's fun.
Small poop.
Small poops. Fine.
I'm more of a medium
fun
fan myself.
Well, but don't be a size queen, will you? God, good Lord.
You guys just made like a nerd joke, but I don't get, right?
No, it's a I don't know how to describe it.
But yeah,
just he's a man of the people, Court.
It's Fortnite is Fortnite no build is genuinely a fun shooter. And now that they're back to the OG Fortnite, so it's just like the first 3 seasons with that loot pool, it's fun to play again. And I like no build because I can't build anymore. I used to think I could, and now you play against people on PC that just like move the mouse around and hit one button and they're building mansions. But no build's a lot of fun.
So you know what I think it is? So many developers that are not WB that are going to wow. I don't even want to get into that one. But they try and change and like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do this. And then when they go back, we get happy. Because you know why? Sometimes when the secret sauce is great, just stick with the secret sauce. Don't change it. Don't try and like add some stuff to it, or like maybe I should change up my recipe. No, it's okay. Like I say this to my wife all the time. She's always like, don't you want something different for breakfast? I'm like, I don't know. I don't need something different. I like this. I'm gonna have peanut butter on toast and a coffee. I've been having it for the last 44 years. I think I'm good. Like I don't need to change.
The problem
sometimes change is bad.
But the problem with video games is when you have heavy, large influencers that get bored and go to move on to something else, their player base then goes and moves on to something else. So they have to keep it fresh. So your, Dr. Disrespects and Ninja and Tim the Tatman and all those nerds.
Not everybody hates Dr. Disrespect.
I mean, I think he's terrible. I don't understand why people enjoy him, but that's on me. It doesn't matter. People listen to Joe Rogan. I don't get that either. So it is, not everyone's cup of tea.
Are we talking about your uncle again?
No, I don't think he knows what podcasts are.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
You should introduce him to us.
Oh, gosh.
Hi, Pez uncle.
If people don't realize, I swear, Pez trolls his uncle sometimes on Facebook.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You like confirm or deny. I love it.
Cannot confirm nor deny.
I see those posts on Facebook, and I'm like, there's some
any uncle baiting. I can't confirm it or deny it.
Ovechkin 5 goals, spectacular game.
Sheesh.
Can I talk about a game that I didn't like?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you to 11-Bit Studios for the code. You're never going to give me another code again. I can feel it, but that's okay. I got a code for the Invincible. So the Invincible is not related to the cartoon comic Invincible. It is.
Dude, season 2's out. I got to start watching that.
I've never seen season 1.
Pez, I'm not going to lie to you. Before you continue, you of all people.
I know. Everyone says it. Dude, everyone says it. I have to watch it.
Dude, it is epic.
I heard it's brutal.
It's not just brutal. It's well written too, though.
And the main voice actors, who is it? J.K. Simmons and Steve.
Jameson or something, right?
Yeah, Pez got it right.
Yeah,
I was
J.K.
talking about
Simmons.
his Spider-Man character.
He runs in. He's like, "Give me pictures of Invincible."
I legit just. That's funny. I think that's his real authentic name.
Nope, it is J.K. Simmons, and then the kid who was in The Walking Dead, Stephen Yang or something like that.
Yeah.
Stephen Wynn. So yeah, I definitely have to check it out. So anyway, The Invincible is it's a walking simulator adaptation of S. Lem's 1964 comic called The Invincible. I like walking simulator games like Gone Home and What Remains of Edith Finch. Like I really enjoy those games if they have a good story to tell and the mechanics are good. And The Invincible tells a good story, but the mechanics are not good. So how do you make a walking simulator? How do you make their mechanics not good? Everyone is slow, which I get because you're trying to like convey that this person is in an astronaut suit in space in the middle of a planet.
Hey,
so like,
astronaut.
Obviously they're gonna move. It's so random. Obviously they're gonna move slow, but in a game you don't want to walk like you're wearing cement boots. You know what I mean? So the pacing is very slow. Then there is no mini map. So to get your map out, you have to press tab. It brings out the notebook, and then you have to walk around with your logbook.
Notebook.
The notebook. Ryan Gosling pops out, and he's like, "Hey, look!"
Yeah,
he goes, "Hey, look at me. I'm Ryan Gosling. I have a notebook."
All of a sudden, he's Christopher Walken.
Like,
Yeah,
hey.
Christopher Walken trying to do Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, I was Ken. Can you believe it?"
Holy cow!
Hey, I'm Knuff.
Bobby, look at me.
Bobby, welcome to the Casa Mojo Dojo house. It's so stupid. I love that we got a Waba snort on the podcast.
So dumb. like, why is your like go-to impression a bad Christopher Walken?
Because it's the best voice to do. There is no better voice than doing a bad Christopher Walken.
It's pretty. No, it's not a bad Christopher Walken. It's a decent Christopher Walken.
So you're Christopher Walken all around this planet, and you need to have the logbook out because there is a Waba place in shambles right now. Because
you're Christopher Walken.
Because
wow,
I know my alliterations are out of control right now because it shows where you're going in real time in the logbook, but there's no mini map. So you either can't see this mini map. You can't see this beautiful like desert planet of Regis 3 because you're looking at a stupid map, or you're trying to look at the map, turn your character in one direction, and then oh my god, I knew one of you were gonna stop me and bring up one direction, and then walk in said direction, and then you have to pull your logbook up again because you walk yourself in a circle. Thirdly, the game looks open world, but it's not. There are borders, invisible walls everywhere. Oh. So you go to explore, and all of a sudden you walk into an invisible wall, and the story was engaging.
Walls,
I hate them too. Glass ceilings, man. We had to shatter them. Everything. The game looks great. The story is good, but man, those little mechanics when you're playing like a 8 to 10 hour story, 3 hours into it, I was like, I think I'm done. I want to know what happens, but I don't feel like I want to watch someone who's walking at the pace of like a 90-year-old like asthmatic. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't for me, and I like games in that genre. I don't like them all, but yeah.
I agree with you about walking simulators. A few I've played recently, like on home, you're in a small space.
Now I'm talking.
So just because you're walking slowly, that's okay because there's a lot to explore in a little space.
Yeah.
So you don't need to go fast. I think I would say Season. Remember, we played that game, and
is that the bike game?
Yeah. So you're on.
Hold on.
It was great.
Amazing.
I'm not saying it's not good. It was great, and they gave you a bike so that That's it. So you could walk around or you could bike places. So you had the option if you wanted, like whichever speed you wanted to take.
Yeah.
And it makes it easy to traverse. So when you're given what looks like a big area, like you're describing, but you have to move slowly, like that's not, to me, that makes it very challenging.
Yeah, there was no
either make the space smaller and make it different sections, or give them the player an option to move faster so they can explore and not get bored like you did.
And I don't know if I'll be able to explain this correctly, but I don't know if the slowness was also made to give like this grand scope of this huge planet you're walking on, but you don't get that because suddenly you'll take a left and you hit a wall. And it's like, oh, guess I can't go there. I'm going to try and go somewhere else. It just, again, the execution was good. It ran very well on my Steam Deck and my PC. Like, it was not a heavy load on the PC. It'll run fine on consoles. It's out on PS5 and PC. And PC is the best way to play. But anyway,
no, it really
and no, it really is. And all, Series X and S. But yeah, it just wasn't. The mechanics aren't good, so I can't recommend it. Story's great. It's engaging. But the mechanics suck, and you're like dragging yourself through because you want to see what happens, but you're not having fun because you're just like, why are you not moving quicker? I hate this.
I'll have to look into the story because I'm curious. Like, if the story is very good and the payoff is great, then it's unfortunate that the gameplay or the mechanics, as you put it, is stopping people from being able to experience that.
The ending, I'm not going to spoil it, but the ending left a lot to be desired.
Okay, so you looked it up.
No, I finished it.
Sure. Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah. I mean, it was only like, I think I only put 7 or 8 hours into it, and I was like, I didn't leave. Like, Gone Home, I remember playing. It was like, what, 4 or 5 hours maybe, and I remember finishing it and being like, oh my god, that was so great. And this one, I was like, never getting that time back. Could have been playing Baldur's Gate.
Eh?
I respect Gone Home because they did have a trophy that says like, hey, beat it in like under a minute, and like you have to like hit the corners.
Perfect.
And it was excellent. Love that game. But
fair
enough. So I know that was the Invincible.
Yes.
But there's another title that some might consider Invincible. And they just had some news today, and that is for Grand Theft Auto 6.
My god.
That actually wasn't bad.
I know.
That was
I prepared it.
Sorry, I was oh my godding at GTA 6.
I know. Don't worry. I'm not taking offense. And I'll just
the transition was nice.
I will just hate you in silence. Don't
honestly,
worry.
It's probably one of your best transitions.
Thank you. I'll just remember that side, Pez. I'll just keep it inside and then just let it blow up at an inconvenient time.
You got it.
For unrelated reasons.
What a dick.
No. Hey, do you want Coke or Sprite? I'd be like, why do you always treat
when I show up 2 minutes late to PAX East? You're always doing this.
You're always just making it hard on me. But so Grand Theft Auto 6 exists, and they had an announcement today. They went through some of like the history, which was pretty cool, in a series of tweets, Rockstar, and then they said that we will have a new trailer for you this week, and there's more to come soon.
Nope, they will have a new trailer for us in December.
Oh, December. Okay.
Maybe you know, for the listeners, you can go on our webpage and we have a write up about it that Waba should have read.
Fair. That was just a reason I did that so that you could usher people to our site. So you're welcome for that setup.
Bang.
So my first question for you guys. Well, first off, when is the Game Awards?
December 7th.
Okay, interesting. Do you think that Jeff Keighley's in shambles that he doesn't get the release or the
no? So if nothing has been confirmed that he hasn't got the release. 2, even if it is going to be there, knowing Rockstar, I think it will be there. I think they won't tell us, and we are just going to get a trailer, and people are going to be watching the Game Awards regardless whether they announce it's going to be there or not.
Mm-hmm.
People will be watching the Game Awards just for it to be there. Rockstar doesn't need it to be there, but it's also smart. They haven't had anything in a long time. They throw it at the Game Awards. It's center stage. They blow up. It literally, no matter what happens that day at the Game Awards, only people will be talking about is a trailer. Like, look at today. They dropped a tweet or a post, I guess they're called now. They dropped a post saying, hey, yes, the rumors are true. We are going to have a trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6. Thank you. That's it. Their stock went up for Take-Two, and the internet went crazy.
All of these absolute nerds were freaking out about an announcement for a trailer.
Yeah,
it annoyed me. People's happiness annoys me.
Let's go. Tell
I really do think that.
The next question I had after the Keeley is: do you guys care about Grand Theft Auto 6?
Pez, you can go first because I know what your answer is because I know what my answer is.
Okay. Do I care?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't care.
What do you care about?
I care about you guys. No, there's a reason I don't care.
Don't lie to me.
So first off, I think GTA Online is one of the most insidious modes that has ever been created, where Rockstar has dropped RP, like their whatever XP amounts. They have dropped their money, the money you can earn amounts, the small PP energy, because they want you to buy shark cards. Okay, they want you to buy their stupid shark cards. It's like their in-game card, like their currency. It's like buying a gift card for GTA Online. That is what GTA 6 is going to be. You'll get a story. You'll get your single player. And then when your single player is done, that's it. And you're just going to have to play GTA Online for the next 7 years, 8 years. And to do anything in that game, you're going to have to pay money for it. This isn't just a $70 game if you're going to play GTA Online. It is 70 plus, like all live service games. So I don't mind GTA like single player games. They're not made for me because I eventually break them down. They break down into fetch quests. Go in the car and get the thing across the island, bring it back. Go into the helicopter and blow the thing up and come back. Right? So they eventually just become fetch quests to me. And then it devolves into just like every GTA. How long can I last at 6 stars with the cops chasing me? Mm-hmm. And I just don't understand. I guess I just don't understand the GTA hype anymore, because after San Andreas, there really wasn't a GTA that vibed with me.
Kids just don't understand.
4 didn't do anything. 5 didn't do anything. It is what it is. And so they put that out and I was like, yeah, fine. And everyone's like, it's been 10 years. Can you believe it? Yeah, I can believe it, because Rockstar has taken the GTA 5 teat and milked it dry. And everyone bought it again and again and again to play the same game for no reason. Like, you've already played it on the 360. It's not like they up-resed it for the Xbox One. You played the same game, paid $60 for it, right? And then you did it again in this generation on consoles.
The online is funny to me because people don't play it for the way that it was intended. People use it as like an RP role play server. And it's the same way I feel about EA having a third party carry its online scene. Nobody plays GTA Online because of Rockstar. They play it because of other people. Like it's the community is driving the innovation. And it's cool to have a sandbox like that. But like, that's not enough for me to get excited. Like the story of 5, fine, like whatever. Like I played it. I will say this: the story was not good, which is crazy for a game that big. I thought the story in 4 was good. I liked the main character. I thought the side characters were funny. I thought there was more of a connection. Nico Bellic, loved him. His cousin Roman.
You like going bowling with Roman?
It was funny. You know what I mean? And then Brucey, the dude who's on like bullshit testosterone. I used to have my voicemail because this came out when I was in college. And I was like, this is Waba. Pushing it to the max, rolling deep, baby. Leave me a message. And my friend called me. He's like, hi, this is the CEO of Bank of America. I was going to offer you a job, but you have this unprofessional message. He's like, dude, you're applying for internships. Change your message.
Nice.
But like, it was like one of those things. Like, I thought that was a fun story, and it didn't have an online component, so they could focus only on that. But now it's really all about online. And what is online? It's a place where you get to do whatever you want. And I don't want that. I want them to show me, like, give me a reason to play. Like, I don't. Their stories aren't good. 5, when they broke it up with like 3 people, and I'm like, okay, like 2 of them I thought was boring, and 1 had a great voice actor, and neither of them I felt very attached to at all. And that's probably what it's going to be. They're already talking multiple characters for 6. Great. So I get to hop around. Like, it's confusing. It's disjointed, and it creates a different experience than when I felt like they succeeded. And also too, the trend I find is funny online now is people are doing like, hey, this is a picture of me when I came out, or when the last 5 came out, and here's a picture of me now.
Oh my god,
and
I
it's like,
hate it.
that's a bad thing, dude. Like, it's because they've been literally churning this one mode, like Pez, like you said, that's forcing you to like pay money, and like they're redoing the same thing again. Like, you shouldn't have like literally people are posting themselves as like fetuses, and now they've got like like their AARP card. That's how long it's
I
been.
wasn't a fetus. I was old. Okay. I was like
It's
in my
just-
30s.
That being
Same.
said,
Are you guys done complaining about a game that's the most
that's not
popular
even
in the
out
world?
yet. We haven't even seen a trailer. We're just a bunch of crumb
I
bums.
couldn't care less about the online play. I couldn't care less.
Good.
I'm not an online player game. Like, you play a game daily that I play offline, and I still get all the same cards. I don't have to do all the like the sweaty stuff that you do. I just play the game. I don't care about online. I don't want to hear people playing online. The Ghostbusters VR game that I got to play. I love Ghostbusters. They force you to play online with people. I don't like people. I don't want to play online. I'll play with my friends. I love playing with Pez and his buddies, but I don't want to be forced to play with people I don't know. What Grand Theft Auto, I've loved those games forever. I'm excited for the new Grand Theft Auto because Rockstar does some innovations in their single player parts of their games. I want to see where they go with it. I want to see how further they take it, because Grand Theft Auto 5, they went pretty far with it. They went out there. They did some cool things with it. I really like the characters they chose. So I want to see where they go with it. I'm excited for this game. I don't care about the trailer and all that. I'm going to get the game regardless on day one. I didn't play Grand Theft Auto Online last time. I'm not going to play it this time. I don't care. Every single game company does predatory practices to try and take their money. The game that me and you play on a daily basis, Waba, has extremely predatory practices with the cards and the packs and how they do it. And pretty much every pack that you earn, you can't sell the cards after because they want you to buy more packs.
True.
I'm excited for GTA. I get how you guys don't like it, but boo-hoo. I want to play it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think you know what I think my problem is? I hate
Many things.
gaming Twitter so much.
Why?
Because they're just the most annoying nerds I've ever had to listen to. No, I want to take myself out of it. I'm not in it. No one knows who I am. No one cares about me. I am just I am on the outside looking in, watching nerds be like, this is what I look like 10 years ago. This is what I look like.
Yeah, but I did it. I thought it was pretty funny because everybody was like, you look the same. Like, well, I wasn't, okay? I was old.
Did you have facial hair in that picture?
Yeah, I
had a little scruff.
Yeah, I had a little scruff.
I was like, ooh, Court's got a little facial hair in that pic. I put up a picture of a
Swayman, by the way, there.
I had a trash can and then a dumpster because I got older and wider and firier.
It was so funny
in my old age.
Just a trash can on a dumpster on fire. I was like, yeah, that's pretty right. I do remember like GTA 4 when it came out. I had my PlayStation 3 at home. I didn't bring it to college, but I would drive home to do laundry there just so I could play for a few hours. That was a good game. And just 5 just was, I don't know. I find like the older I get, I have good memories with this series. Like we would, do the cheat code. We'd have to write it down from cheatcc.com for my boomers. And then we would take turns. And once the cops eventually kill you on a 5-star, whatever, then you switch. And like, that was like fun. And I feel like, I don't know. It's weird because I feel like that was just a moment in time you don't get back. Like no one does that anymore because you can just do it online. And I don't know. It's weird. Again, this series I have very fond memories from, and maybe I'm just, it can just not be for me anymore. And I'm being very hyperbolic. Obviously, it's going to sell amazingly. It's going to probably sell more games than every other big title combined. But it's, it's interesting.
Also,
I hope they do add a great deal to the single player because there's a lot of people out there like us that just don't care about online for something like this.
Also,
I never care about online in any game.
I know it's the PR machine that always needs engagement 1000%, but did we need a tweet that said, hey, you're going to get a trailer in December?
Yes, because otherwise people were going, did you see what happened today? And I think it's, I can't say it's like a generation thing, but did you see that they started talking about GTA 7 trended today?
Come on.
because they went from one to literally like jumping the shark is a Grand Theft Auto, right? Like it's from Batman from the 50s. If anybody doesn't, 60s, if anybody doesn't realize, that's the term "jumping the shark" came from Batman. But they make that joke, like they are literally the Ren and Stimpy of video games, where they're like, well, we're just gonna put it in a video game and you can see what happens, right? But people went all the way to like, what are they gonna put for GTA 7? We don't even know what's in GTA 6.
It's like just drop it, man. Just drop the trailer. Drop the trailer. That you want real hype, drop the trailer. And like Gamergram in chat said over at youtube.com/3dads on a console, where you can watch us live every
He's the good
8 p.m.
of video game Twitter, by the way.
He's the best of us. It's because of Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg. I mean,
yeah, he knew it. That's why the only reason they released that is because he knew.
It's a shame. It's a shame. Truly. Because there is something to be said about like watching the video game awards, and like Jeff Keighley's out there. He's like, I got one more thing for you. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what like silly FPS live service, Sony bubble game this is. And then bang, it's GTA 6. And then everyone hats to the ceiling, and I get it. But because they're like, hey, we're gonna put out a trailer in December, and everyone's like, they're putting out a trailer in December. Everyone's hats are hitting the ceiling for an announcement of an announcement. I'm not here for it.
When you're older, do you have a front porch?
You bet your bippy I do.
Okay. So you're going to be sitting out there and you're going to like take the kids' balls and like, you're not getting us back. You're going to be like yelling at Grandpa Simpson and like yelling at the clouds.
Bro, I have already told my wife I'm going to be out there in my white tank top, grease stains all over it. Right? Kids are going to be running up and down the street, and I'm going to be like, slow down, you whippersnapper. The balls are going to come over the fence. I'm going to stab them with a knife.
The balls, not the children.
He likes balls in his face.
Are they going to be driving by on a bike and you just throw a stick in their spokes?
Are you done? No, Waba, I'm not going to throw a stick in their spokes. I'm going to throw a stick at them on their bike.
And then you're gonna throw it until they bleed, and then blame them for bleeding.
That's right. And I'll say, get off my property.
you're gonna put a sign up that says like ferocious dog inside, or like, beware of dog, but there's no dog. You just want to make them a little nervous when they walk by.
It's just me in my fursuit.
It's just you. And then they go, whoop. And they're like, whoop. Yeah, that's my terrifying dog back there. Did you hear it?
Watch out for him.
No. So
can I tell you? Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Hold on. Can we talk about something I was actually excited about?
Yes, but I have a good transition after. So go.
The Ghostbusters Frozen Empire trailer.
No, so this was what I was gonna say.
Hold on. Waba, give it to us.
Waba, yeah. We're gonna do this.
Pez, I know you have a heart of ice. But speaking of things that are frozen, Court played Ghostbuster Frozen Empire.
Well, no.
But he didn't. You screwed it up.
Yeah, but you did. It was very good.
It was a great transition.
So the Ghostbusters dropped a trailer. So a lot of the stuff from our childhood, including Indiana Jones, which I still haven't watched, so I'm not going to give an opinion on it, but people say it was terrible, but I haven't watched it, so I'm not going to agree or disagree with them, because I truly think anybody that didn't grow up watching these stuff in the 80s and then they try and say like, oh, no, it's not the same as going to grow up. So like Pez and I grew up going to Ghostbusters, and what they have done before this, they brought out a Ghostbusters movie that was very bad.
True.
Very bad. But the last Ghostbusters movie, Afterlife, was amazing. I don't even care that there was a ghost in it of a character. I thought it was touching just because of what happened with that person in real life. I thought it was very good to the story. They added more. Originally, he wasn't supposed to be that. He was supposed to be as a character in it, but you know what? He's not with us anymore. So unfortunately, they had to, pivot. I thought they did a phenomenal job. I thought they did a phenomenal job by calling a character on the phone. I thought the way we found out about the Ecto-1 and way they did the ghost, it was a lot like the original movie with the gatekeeper and the keymaster, but they did it very well. And I also think it's the same thing with when Star Wars, when they were redoing the movies pretty much the same way as the old ones. I thought that was very good, but when they tried to do it in the second, but this, going back to New York, even Pez, even you, when you saw the trailer and it was going back to New York, I was like in my head, I could hear the music from the original Ghostbusters, like the like the 80s synthesized stuff, and like seeing Sigourney Weaver walking down the street with Rick Moranis. I'm just like, oh, like they didn't do that, but they did that. Like they gave me those feels. And watching the way the cinematography that they did in this trailer and how they describe what this ice is and how it's people like their eyes freezing because they're scared to death was awesome. They're going dark for the first time in a Ghostbusters. Do you not agree with me, Pez?
I agree. And you want to know why it feels like old school Ghostbusters? Because it's Ivan Reitman's son, Jason Reitman, who is doing all the work. So he basically like in the first movie, in Afterlife, Ghostbusters Afterlife, when you had like the towards the end when you had like the pink like orbs flying out of the volcano, that was actually like they used some of the assets from Ghostbusters 1984 in that movie, like to make that the shot reminiscent of the original. So Reitman is going to do a good job with this franchise. I love that it has a younger demographic now. So like my daughter loves it. I showed her the trailer and she's like, when is it coming out? When are we going to go see it? Are we going to go get Uncle Richie so we can my brother so we can watch it together? And I was like, yeah, of course we are.
That's a little reference, but
she was like, of course. I said, yeah, of course we are. And the movie looks great. All three Ghostbusters are in it again. Unsure like what's going to happen. Original cast from Afterlife obviously is in it. I think it's going to be a good movie.
Okay, and Paul Rudd is part of the Ghostbusters lore.
Is the best.
He's so good. Like that guy's amazing.
Legitimately funny in everything he does.
And I love how in the first one, in Afterlife, sorry, I should call it the first one. In Afterlife, he acted like us. Like he was us. He was like, oh my God, do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? He was geeking out on everything Ghostbusters related.
Yep.
Like it was a real thing. And I think they've done a great fan service because these movies, 100%, they're for me and Pez. That's who they're for. No one else. They're for our generation. The other kids can like them and all that, but we have the disposable income, and they're being smart about this. I want to go on day one. Like this is a day one for me.
Oh, day one IMAX. I can't wait.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. So excited. Let me tell you something.
So let's transition then from movie to virtual reality. From reality to virtual reality.
Ugh.
With your Ghostbusters VR.
Do I have to?
Just give us a quick impression. You hated it?
I didn't hate. I wouldn't use. So the tutorial, how they start you off is phenomenal. They have you in a little area where you're in this house and you're in a mansion and you're trying to find out why you're there. And it feels like you're in the movie The Ghostbusters. And you're using your PKA meter and you're going around and you're doing all these things. And it's great, but after you finish the tutorial section, which takes about 45 minutes, they pigeonhole you into this multiplayer gobbledygook that you have to play with other people in VR. And I want nothing to do with that. And it was very disappointing, and it kind of pissed me off, and the story was disjointed and it didn't make any sense. The gameplay itself in VR was really cool, but I didn't want to play a multiplayer game. I wish they could have just had it so like other people were with me. It's not that big of a deal. Like an AI companion. Or can they please just figure out, I know Ghostbusters is a squad, but can you figure out how to make a single player Ghostbusters game? Like, just try and figure it out, man. Please.
They always try that. I feel like there's been so many Ghostbusters games that's all multiplayer.
The only one that wasn't was, I think, Ghostbusters the video game.
Like NES?
No. The one that was that they put out on the Xbox 360, which was initially Ghostbusters. Like it was supposed to be written as Ghostbusters 3 because they never thought they would make another movie. And then they made movies. But yeah, like you play as a recruit and it's just, you're like a nameless recruit and it's just it's a single player game where the other Ghostbusters are bots. And like
I think the biggest issue with this is for VR, for PlayStation VR, it's cross-play between PSVR 2 and MetaQuest. The install base isn't that big, right? So if you're making a multiplayer game in VR with a small install base, It sucks, man. It's like playing NHL playoffs when no one's there to play online, except I'm playing offline, so it works for me. But don't make a main mechanic of a game to be dependent on multiplayer. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Please stop doing this. All developers, figure it out. Stop thinking your game is going to be the next big hit in multiplayer. Figure out a way to not do this. Can we figure out a way to just stop it?
Was there open like communication lobbies, like open mic lobbies too? So like if you're playing, it's like
you can't.
some
Like you're
screamer
just playing, somebody
like,
dude, literally people come in and start screaming at you. It's so annoying.
God. that is truthfully the worst.
That sounds like a true gamer right there. Hey, how you doing? Oh, yeah, just start dropping gamer words.
Music,
like...
smoke detectors. Smoke detectors beeping in the background, music full blast. Like, God, that would drive me insane.
Party member dies and you just have to listen to him scroll TikTok at max volume on his phone.
It is the worst.
That's a good point. Like, they're like for VR, like people might not be on all the time, so you're just waiting. Like, you might not be able to play because other people aren't playing. And I feel like when you buy a game, that shouldn't be a prerequisite. Like, if you want to play the game, you should be able to play it. You shouldn't have to depend on somebody else wanting to play it.
Is it like Spirits Unleashed where it's like a 4v1? Or is it like...
Yes, but Spirits Unleashed, you know what it is.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is a VR where there's 3 levels and it's the same thing over and over again.
I don't like it. That
did I.
disappoints me.
Yeah, it does disappoint me.
I don't play VR, so... so when it's a 4v1, is another player like the ghost and you have to trap them, or is it a bot ghost?
No, there's a ghost every single time that you've got to trap. But
yeah,
like,
is it a player? Is it a player or a bot?
It's a bot.
Oh, okay.
But the issue I have is when you do a level and no one is with you, like you could finally pull off and not have to play with other people. The level design is set up that you need other people to play with you. Like it makes it very difficult to complete the task. And I was like, oh
that's dumb.
God, this is
that's
set
dumb.
Like, it just is frustrating, man, because I really wanted to like this game. I love Ghostbusters. It's almost like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. No one can figure it out. No one's figured out the secret sauce. WB figured out the secret sauce on Batman and just poo-pooed all over that.
They said, you know what? We ain't doing that anymore. How do you like this terrible Suicide Squad game? You like purple lights, boys?
Yeah, we're gonna do live service for everything because that's what we're gonna do. But I don't understand how no one can figure out a Ghostbusters game. They should be able to just have your friends as AI. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal.
They figured it out. Play
like,
Ghostbusters.
You know what I mean? Like
you
yell trap, like you press a button and then your companion throws out the trap for you. Like, just figure it out.
I along the same vein of like movie games. I just saw recently, like later this week, apparently a RoboCop game came out.
Yeah,
and people are saying it's actually kind of rad.
I've asked Pez to try and get me a code for review. That game looks great.
Keymailer is not answering me.
Dude, fine. I remember I used to play, my first RoboCop game was RoboCop versus Terminator on Game Gear. That was one of my first 2 games on that platform.
What an insane thing to say.
It's true. Everything about that sentence is true to me in my heart. But people are saying like it's actually pretty dope.
Hold on. You don't have a heart.
Fair.
It may
true
be
to me in my core.
My core is very weak.
That's one I want to learn more about that, and hopefully we're able to get one, because I think that's an interesting game to hear about and learn about, because people are saying it's good. And I feel like normally when people see stuff like that, like, like you said, Ghostbuster, people have already kind of like the preconceived notions, like, oh, okay, like let's see if they can do it this time. RoboCop, like, do people really have like a lot of stock in that?
RoboCop game looks great. Like when it goes on sale, I'm buying that game.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, like, when was the last time RoboCop was relevant?
Like the movies were fine.
Like,
was that not bad? Was that a Murphy?
That was good. I liked it. They had that like horrible remake, I don't know, 10 years ago, but like,
that was really bad.
I never saw it because it looked really bad.
Dude, it was really bad. You don't change the suit. Why are you changing the suit?
I think RoboCop was in Mortal
It's
Kombat.
like giving the
That's the
Ninja
last time I
Turtles
heard about
different colors. They're like, hey, you know what? They're gonna be yellow.
Aquamarine.
They're all gonna be yellow bandanas this time.
They're gonna call themselves the Teenage Mutant Ninja Bananas.
No, they're all gonna be Coldplay.
Dude, Coldplay.
No, that was pretty good.
Snow number 2.
I know, that's funny. All right. Any final thoughts for the folks before we say goodbye?
Screw Bungie.
Oh, what about Ubisoft? Did you guys hear about that too? Ubi fired a whole bunch of people too.
Did they?
Oh,
yeah.
Everyone is.
Everyone's getting canned.
The Escapist did too, not just a company, but like a review site. The Escapist did. Remember? Do you guys ever watch Zero Punctuation?
Yeah.
No.
A million years ago. So other people got like let go, and he left with them, and they've started a new channel called Second Wind, and they're like already at 50,000 YouTube subscribers after a day.
About farts?
Oh yeah.
No. Yeah, it's interesting to observe. It's not good to hear about.
Everyone's getting fired, but all these corporations like, hey, we're making money hand over fist.
Money, 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 money.
Nonsense.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like all these game developers, they're making some coin, and these people that work for them are not. So that's
support the folks that support you.
Don't worry, guys. I'm sure WB is gonna make a ton of money on this awful looking Suicide Squad game. The Suicide Squad game that was so good that they had to delay it a year because people saw it and went, "What the hell is this? We don't want this."
They just wanted to give Grand Theft Auto something to good, tough to compete against.
They said, "You know what? Gotham Knights was so well received. Let's do it again." Well, with Harley Quinn,
bring it back one more time.
We're gonna get the trailer in December, and the game is gonna come out next year.
I think it'll get
100%. It is.
Like, look at all the press rock stars.
I bet it gets delayed.
I bet it doesn't.
What's the odds?
What are the odds? Let's go. Matty Patra called their odds.
They told their investors that the game is coming out.
What's
coming out. They've been working on it for freaking 10 years. They'll be fine.
Companies don't lie to their investors.
Yeah, Take-Two doesn't actually.
No, that's fair. No, they actually well run. All right, folks. Well, that's going to be it for us. If you had fun, make sure to follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/3dadsandconsole, or you can go check us out at 3dadsconsole.com, where we also do a lot of different articles and reviews. Court just released a whole bunch today, some buyer's guide for the holidays. If you want to read about why I don't like Starfield, and I was finally brave enough to say it with my whole chest, you can go read about it as well.
He wasn't brave. He just said something. We're just happy he did something.
It was brave. I'm just happy to be here.
It's got his participation trophy.
Woo! But we will see you next week. Until then, what does RoboCop say?
Drop it. Nothing. Okay. He shoots you in the dick. Goodbye.